Good morning. Good morning. Myself, Vipin Kumar Gupta, working as an assistant professor in the department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Suresh Gyan Vihar University, Jaipur. Today, I will deliver a lecture on microprocessor 8085. It is the sequence of microprocessor 8085 lecture series. Here, we can also discuss in the previous sections about the evolution process of microprocessor. What is the need of microprocessor? How the microprocessor was invented? When was the first microprocessor was invented? There are so many things we can discuss. Like we can see in the previous lectures that the first transistor was invented in 23rd December 1947. After that, 1958, the IC was developed, and 1971, the first microprocessor, that is 4004, was discovered. So, so many processor was developed due to era. What is the need to change the processor? As already we discussed, there are the three parameters for designing any hardware circuits. That is the area, performance, and cost. Cost will be decreased when the new processor was coming. Why? Because the technology was updated. Speed, performance means speed. Speed we are calculating in the terms of latency. How much time it will take to complete the task. Suppose that I have two computers. One is doing same calculation is completing both the computers, but one of computer is taking too much time and another was taking uh, too small time. Why? Because one is P4 computer and another was I3 computer. So the speed was increased. Day to day, it is the need. New technology was adopted. So performance will be increased day to day. So these things we can discuss, but in our lecture series, we can discuss that our main motto is to discuss about the 8085. So for that series, we can discuss about the pin diagram of 8085, architecture of 8085, and also we are completing addition of two 8-bit number, how the microprocessor 8085 was adding two 8-bit number and subtracted these numbers. Also, we will discuss different instruction sets which are used in microprocessor 8085. So, for that purpose, in the sequence of these lectures, today we will discuss about the multiplication of two 8-bit numbers. Suppose that we are having two 8-bit number and we want to multiply. Then how we will do that process? That also we will discuss in this lecture. Finding the small number and greatest number in a given array. Suppose that we are having a array that is having some number. These numbers are stored in memory. Then how we will find out the smallest number and largest number? This program also we will discuss, and some examples we also discuss. Then after that we can discuss about the references and then quiz. So first we are coming for the multiplication of two 8-bit number. Start the program. What is the algorithm? whenever we are writing any program, first of all we are designing an algorithm. That algorithm define how we will write the program. What is the need of our program? What register, what memory we are using that program. So for multiplication of two 8-bit number, first of all start the program by loading HL register pair with the address of memory location. Why we are doing? Why we are doing that thing? If we are not do, then what happen? Because we are having the two 8-bit number. Where is the these data is available? These data is available onto memory. So for that purpose, where who can hold the memory address? HL register. Our answer is HL register. So first of all, we can initialize the HL register pair because we want to fetch the data into the memory. In the memory, we are having the data which we want to do multiplication. So first of all, we can initialize the HL pair. When we are initialize the HL pair, then this is show the one memory address of microprocessor. That memory having one 8-bit data. Because of every memory of microprocessor having 8-bit data. So we can transfer that data into a register. Suppose that I am transferring that data into the B register. After the transferring of that data, we want to fetch the second data. How we will fetch? But our HL pair already having the initial position, that is the first data position. So first of all, we will increase that register pair value. So I will increase the HL pair by 1 so that we can get the next memory location. That next memory location having another data. That data we can load into the accumulator. After that, we can add these two register content. If carry is generated, then we can increment the value of carry. Check whether repeated addition is over and store the value of product and carry in memory location. Like that we can write the program. Just we can coming into the program. Move immediate d comma 00. What is the meaning of this instruction? This instruction is meaning that initialize register D to 00. For carry purpose, we can use this register. So initially D register having the 00. Move immediate A comma 00. In accumulator also initialize with the content of 00. Our data will be available in 4150. These are our input. 4150 we are having the FF and 4151 we are having the another FF. So we want to multiply these two data. So when we are multiplying these two data, what is the output? Output is 01 and FE that will be stored into the next memory location. When we are doing the multiplication of FF multiply by FF, so what we are doing? Move immediate D comma 00, move immediate A comma 00. So 4150 is the location where first input is available. So we can initialize the HL pair 4150. Now That data we can transfer to the B register. As we are seen in our algorithm, that data we can transfer to the B register. When we are transferring the first data, we can increment the HL pair by 1. So our next memory location is 4151. Now that data we can transfer into the C register. So B and C having the data of which we want to perform the operation. Now we will start the loop. Add B. Add B means we can initially accumulator having the 00 and B register having the 1 data. So we can add 00 is added to FF because FF is available in B register. So that is added. So FF is getting jump not 0, jump not carry on no carry. So it means whenever the carry is not generated, then it go to the here. Otherwise, it can increment it D. D is the register. What is the purpose of D? D is contain the carry. Now its carry is generated? No. Carry is generated? No. So what happened? Carry is not generated, so it can jump to the that location. Here to here, it can skip this INRD because carry will hold the D register. But here carry is not generated, so it comes to that step. Now DCRC. DCRC means C register we are having the another register, another data, second data. So we can decrease by C by 1. Now J and Z loop. So loop is the here. Again we are adding the B. Again we are adding to B. So now it's added FF, add to FF. Now what we are getting? Already we are decremented C register by 1. So it's the FE in C register. Now that position C register having the FE. Now we are adding the FF, add to FF. Then what you want? F plus F. It means 16 plus 16. Sorry, 15 plus 15, 30. So 13 minus 16. How much you got? 14. 14 we are writing the E. 14 we are writing the E and 1 is carry. So again 15 plus 15, 30, 13 plus 1. It is 31. So again E, F, E is the result and 1 is carry. So carry is generated. That means it can increment it D by 1. And then come to the next state. DCR, again it will decrease the C register value, that is the FD. Now FD, same procedure is follow, that loop is follow up till C value should be 0. Whenever the C value is not 0, so 1 by 1. Suppose that we are taking, this is the too much long example. Suppose that 4150 is the 02, 04 and 4151 is the 02. Then what happened? Let us take this example. In the B register, it is having the register transferred to 04 and C register having the 02. So initially first step add B. Add B means 04. Now 04 carry is generated? No. So it's go to, so 02 is decreased by 1. So how much you want? 1. Now it jump not 0. It's 0? No. So it goes to the loop. So again add M, add B. So 04 plus 04. How much you got? 08. Now carry is generated? No. So what happened? Next DRC. Again we are decreased by C. So it's carry its C value is 0. So 0 value, so it's come to out of this loop. So what is the result? 0, 8. So that 0, 8 will be stored into the location 4152. So like that we can perform our program. One more example, suppose that we are taken that result. In that result, whatever multiplication we are getting, that will be stored into the next memory location, and carry will be stored into the next memory location. Like that we can perform our task. Suppose that one more example we are taken in this program. Suppose that 4150 having 04 and 4151 having the 03. It means when we are multiplying these two things, how much you got? 04 plus 04 plus 04. So 4 plus 4 plus 4. How much you got? Because what is the multiplication mean? Multiplication is nothing that it is the adding of that number that much time. So 04 is added by 3 times. So how much you got? 04 plus 04 plus 04. So 4 plus 4, 8. 8 plus 4, 12. So what we are writing 12? 10 is right A, 11 is B, and C is equal to 12. So C, 0, C is the correct answer. So let us check in our program. Move immediate D comma 0 0. In D register, initially we are putting 0 0, and A also we are putting the 0 0. Now we are initializing the memory location, that is the LXI H 4150. Now that 4150, it is having the 04 data. So that data is transferred to B register. Now we are incremented. So we are going to the next memory location, that is the C. That data will be transferred to the C. Or what data it having? 03. So 03 will be transferred to C. Now loop will be started. Add B. What is the data of B? 04. What is the data of loop B? 04. So 04 plus 00, because accumulator having the 00. So 04 plus 00, what do you want? 04. Now jump not carry. Carry is generated? No. So it is jumping to the that side. Carry is not generated, then it goes to the that loop. Next, we can skip this line, INRD. That means we cannot increase the carry bit. So DRC C decrease by 1. So now carry C value will be 0 2. Now jump not 0 loop. Whenever the C register value is not 0, then it goes to again loop. So again we are coming that point. Add B. 04 plus 04. How much you got? 08. Now jump not carry. Carry is not generated. So again we are coming here. So DCRC. Again it will become 01. Now JNZ loop. So again we are coming here. We are coming here. Now again we are adding 08 plus 04. How much you got? 0C. Now jump not carry. Carry is generated? No, carry is not generated. So that's why it's come to that step. So DCRC 0 1 minus 1. So we are getting the 0 0. So when we are getting the 0 0, that means its loop will be executed. Now we are coming to that side. STA 4152. That data, what data? 0C. We can store into the next memory location, or we can say HL pair. We are storing the what is the data now? HL pair. HL pair having the 4151. 4151. So we can increase by that data. INX H we can use, or directly STA 4152 we can use. INX H is better than this instruction. We can use any instruction. STH4152 also use, or INX H we can use. Then we can transfer that to move M comma A. Sorry, move M comma A. Yes, we can do. Now again we can increase the HL pair value, then that data we can transfer to accumulator, and then again same instruction we can use, and then we can proceed. So that type of result we can find out. Now finding the largest and smallest number of from an array. Suppose that we are having a array. In that array we are having the different value, and our aim is to find out the smallest number of that given array. So how we will find out the smallest number or largest number in that array? To find the largest of given number of a given string, we compare all given number. We can compare these things one by one. Suppose given number is 2, 4, 3, 1, 0. This is an example. So 2 and 4 we are comparison. So which one is larger or smaller? Larger is 4 and smaller is 2. Then we can compare next with, suppose that we are finding the smallest number, then 2 2 and 4 we are comparing, then 2 is small, then 2 and 3 we are comparing, 2 is small, so it is the accumulator. 2 and 1 we are comparing, so 1 is compare lesser, so we are transferring 2 to our left to 1. Now 1 to 0 we are comparison, so 0 is lesser, so finally we are getting the smallest number. So like that we can finding the smallest number or largest number. Same procedure we can follow the largest number. So suppose that this is the input 800 having the 06, 01 55, 02 22, 03 44, 04 11, 5 33, 6 66. Like that we can having the some data in our memory. That data we can find out the smallest or largest number. How we will find out the smallest number? Just see the program. This is the memory address where we are store our program into the memory in microprocessor memory. This is the hexadecimal equivalent of this mnemonics, and this is the loop levels, and this is the mnemonics. And what is the meaning of this mnemonics? It is mentioned here. So F000 we are storing LXI H 8000. So what is the meaning? Our data, let's see the previous slide. Our data, first data is stored to 8000. So first we will initialize this location. So first of all we will initialize the LXI H is equal to 8000. So this will be useful for the memory fetching. Now next one is the F01 is missing and F02 is missing because it is the 3 byte instruction. So F00 it will store 21. After the 0001 we are stored, and 02 we are storing the 80. Like that we can store. That's why two memory address is missing. Now move C comma M. That data we can transfer into the C. Now next instruction we can increase by 1. So INX H. So we are going for the 8001. HL data is the 8001. Now move B comma M. That data is transferred to the B. Now decrease C. DCR C. Now decrease the C. C is the register. C is the register which contain the number of bits. how many number of bits is, how many number of it contain, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So in C register that will be stored in the counter purpose, counting purpose. How many data will be available, these are the data we want to compare these data. So C is the data, so C is the data. So first we are comparison. So INXH we will be transferred DCRC INXH. Now we will increase the HL pair. Now we are going for the 8002. Now move A comma M. So 8000 two data will be transferred to accumulator. That data is transferred to accumulator and that data transferred to B register. We already uh, decrease by 1 C data. So now it is compare. So compare B for JNC skip. Skip is the loop. It is going for JNC, jump not carry. If carry is the, when doing the comparison, how we will do the comparison? 55 minus 22. 55 minus 22 we are doing in move B. B is having the 55 and 22 is having the accumulator. So carry is generated. Carry is generated. Then it means carry is generated. It means which one is smaller? Accumulator data is smaller. So what happened? Accumulator data is smaller. That means uh, accumulator data goes to B. Can transfer to the B register. And then if accumulator data is jump not carry, if carry is not generated, then we can go here, but here carry is generated, so accumulator data will be transferred to B register. Now DCRC B register, now it's the 22. DCRC DCRC now it is decreased by 1, so 04. Now again it's come to that step. So we are coming in the previous slides. So B register having the 22 and A register having the 44. A register having the 44. Now accumulator data will be transferred to B register. So 22, and then it is compare their two data, then again. So like that it can compare and get the result minimum number, that is the 11. So how we will do, if this is the largest program, then see in this program, this is the program. One more things we can clear. This is the counter purpose. First of all, we can transfer this data into the A register and this data into the B register. Suppose these are comparison. Which one is lesser? This one. So this one and this one we can comparison, and then which one is smaller? So we can not do the any operation, not movement. If we are comparison this one, so accumulator data will be replaced to 11. Now this one and this one, already this one is smaller. Like that we can complete our task. Now we are coming for the reference books. Reference books are Ramesh Gonkar having that types of program. Some instruction sets already is there. So all things will be available in Ramesh Gonkar. So we can see in this book. Now come to the quiz. So quiz, we can discuss one by one question. A microprocessor is the heart of microcomputer. Heart. What is the meaning of heart? First, we can discuss. Heart means, suppose that I am doing without heart. Any human being can be work? No. I will. I am saying that Whenever heart is working, only on that condition human will working. So microprocessor is the heart of microcomputer. We can design a computer with the help of microprocessor. Why we are say the heart of micro? Why we say microprocessor is the heart of microcomputer? That is the meaning of this question. Receiving data, it can receive the data. As you know, when we are saying the architecture discussion, then we can say it can receive the data through address line or input output lines or memory. Data will be available in two places. One is the memory and second one is the input output port. So both the sides it can take the data. So that task will be completed by the microprocessor. It means microprocessor can receive the data in the input output port and as well as the memory side. So that task it will be performed by the microprocessor performing computation. As all are know that microprocessor having the ALU unit. ALU means arithmetic logic unit. What is the function of that unit? The function of that unit is to compute the operation, performing the operation. So that is the main function of microprocessor. Suppose that I am giving the data 2 plus 2. Who will perform that operation? I am saying microprocessor will perform. That means microprocessor having some hardware for performing that things. Yes, microprocessor having ALU for performing that task to be completed. So microprocessor work is also defined to performing computation, storing data and instruction. Why? It is storing the data? Yes. As we are seeing that microprocessor having 20 address line. So how much memory it will contain? 2 raised to 20. So total memory of microprocessor is 64 KB. So what is the need of that memory? Suppose that I am writing a program where I will store that program in the memory. Nothing memory can store. So microprocessor having memory. So what it do? It is having some instruction that according to the instruction it can perform the task. So storing the data, store the data. It will store the data. Whatever instruction we are providing, that data will be stored into the microprocessor. And instruction we are converting first in hexadecimal. As previous lecture we are saying, microprocessor can understand only on machine language. So that hexadecimal code will be converted into the machine level language through assembler. So it will store the data and instruction and perform the task according to that. So all things will be done by the microprocessor. So correct answer of this question is the all of the above. Next question: a device which enable a microcomputer to perform the first of the above mentioned task is known as the input device. So what is the meaning of these things? A device which enable the microcomputer to perform the first of the above mentioned task, whatever task we are input device. Which of the following is used for the input device? Keyboard. When we type anything, that means we can provide some input. In a keyboard, when we are typing something, suppose that I will type 1 2 3 4. That means I will provide some input, some data into the microprocessor. So that meaning it will it is a input output device. Mouse. What is the function of mouse? When we are click some icon, then that application was open. So that application was open. That means it will perform as an works as an input output devices. Toggle, just opposite. All of the above. So all of the above is the correct answer of that question. The task of displaying the result computed by microprocessor is performed by an output device. Some of the commonly used devices are, suppose that in microprocessor I am putting some data or I am giving some data through input devices. It may be keyboard, it may be mouse, it may be some another way. We can provide some input to the microprocessor. What it do? Microprocessor can perform the task according to the input, according to the instruction. Suppose that I am writing a program. According to that program, it will perform the task. Microprocessor compute the task. Then what happen? That data will be computed. Then what is our need? Our need to get the data in our desirable form that can be understood by me. So which devices is used for an output devices? Cathode ray tube? Yes. CRT is used. In the previous day, when you are CRT is having, that will be display. Whenever whatever we are providing input, suppose that I am writing, typing some using keyboard, same will be displayed into the that CRT. So it is an output device. Light emitting diodes, it is also a output device. Suppose that traffic lights also we can use. Laser printer, it is also a output device. So all things we can use for the output devices. So correct answer is the all of the above. An instruction essentially consists of an. It means, what is the meaning of that question? The meaning of that question is that in instruction sets, what it contains. As the previous lecture, we can see an instruction having two parts, opcode and operand. Opcode decide what operation will be performed, and operand is the where we want to proceed that data. Data is the operand. So instruction essentially consists of, now this question say the essentially consists of. Suppose that one byte move a comma b we are using. Move a comma b is an instruction. What is the instruction having? Only on opcode. Move a comma b. What is the meaning of this instruction? Whatever data it is having b register, that data will be transferred to the a register. That is the meaning of this instruction. So in this instruction, it does not having it does not having any operand. So only on operation will be uh, defined in this instruction. So this instruction having the operation code, address of the code, data, no. Uh, it may be available or it may not be available. This is not essential. Address is available, it is not essential. Instruction operates, no. None of the above. So operation code is the correct answer. 8085A has a interrupt pin. Which one is the interrupt pin? How many interrupts are available in 8085? Five interrupts are available. Trap, RST 7.5, RST 6.5, RST 5.5, and INTR. There are five interrupts which are available in 8085. So in the A option, it is having the two interrupts which are available in 8085. We are also having the two interrupts. These are also available in 8085. C is having one interrupt that is also available in 8085. So D is the correct answer. All of the above. In 8085 has 8 unidirectional signal lines. That is the MBA, MSB, mean, hold and halt, reset mode, none of the above. Unidirectional. Unidirectional means it will carry only on one direction data. As we are know, address line, how many address lines are available in 8085? 16 address lines are available in 8085. There are address line are unidirectional. The lower address lines are multiplexed with data line. It means LSB, least significant bit. MSB means most significant bit. These LSB are multiplexed with data line. So these are the bidirectional. So MSB is the only on unidirectional. So correct answer is the MSB. Every microprocessor is provided with a set of register. That is the temporary storage, instruction execution, all of these, and none of the above. When we are doing some operation in microprocessor, we are needed to store our data. Like in previous example, we are seeing our counter register are used for storing the counter. It will be decreased whenever the operation is performed. It will be decreased by one. So temporary storage we can having some register set. In 8085 we are having the six general purpose register, that is the BCDEHL. So these are used for the temporary storage. Next question. Register available for the temporary storage of operand or address affects the following. Register available for the temporary storage of operand of address or address affect the following. Memory space occupied by the program, time of execution of the program, easy of programming, all of the above. Why we are using for register for temporary storage? It will be occupied the program, space occupied by the program. Yes, it can occupy. Suppose that I am writing some program, it will take. Uh, I will write a instruction for that purpose. So it will occupy space, time execution of the program. Definitely, when we are writing some instruction, it will take. Suppose that move A comma B. We are writing one instruction, move A comma B. It will take 70. How much cycle it will use? 70 it will use. Easy of programming. All of the above. So, all of the above. The register available to the user can be further classified into general purpose register, special purpose register, none of these. All of the above. As the register we can divide it into the two parts. First one is the general purpose register and second one is the special purpose register. After that, general purpose BCDEHL, these are the general purpose. Special purpose accumulator, stack pointer, program counter, these are the special purpose register. So all of the above is the correct answer. In the 8085A microprocessor, the data size is 8 bit. The address size is 16 bit. It is the BC pair, DE pair, HL pair, and all of the above. In the pair form, The data size will be when we are using the as an address, then it is works as an 16-bit address. And when we are using for data, that it can store 8-bit data. So all the three are using 8-bit data and 16-bit address. So D is the correct answer. Set of register provided for some special application. Accumulator, memory space, all of the above, none of the above. Accumulator is used for the special application. A microprocessor execute a program, the CPU has to do the following instruction. Fetch and opcode, it will be do. Read a memory location for the data, yes, it can be do. Perform the required operation, and all of the above. All of the above is the correct answer. An instruction cycle can be defined as the sum of the instruction fetch time and the instruction execution time. So instruction cycle is the total fetch time plus execution time. So A is the correct answer. Five addressing mode: immediate, direct, indirect, and register. These are the five addressing mode are there in 8085. So all of the above is the correct answer. 8085 is a one 16-bit register, two 16-bit register, three 16-bit register, and four 16-bit register. Only two 16-bit registers are there, stack pointer and program counter. So B is the correct answer. Thank you all for listening this video. Thank you.